So hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kor'kron Dark Shaman encounter in the Siege of Orgrimmar 10-man heroic, and this is the Boomkin guide. So once again we're gonna start off with talents, and let's start with Displacer Beast. Okay, Feline Swiftness is not bad, but for this fight Displacer Beast is a must. Okay, the blink will save your life many times. There's a lot of stuff. Just imagine normal mode, but slightly more crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the ground that you can't necessarily run through because it will either deal a large amount of damage to you or it will kill you. And you can get comboed down when you're running over the toxic storms and stuff like that. So Displacer Beast, yes. Ysera's Gift. Now in this fight, if you do it properly, your healer should not have problems with keeping everyone up. Especially with the Cardis group. So, Ysera's Gift, nice passive healing. It does more HPS than Renewal or Sonoran Ward. So, you should not get into situations where when you have been just hit for a massive amount of damage and need to heal up really quickly. For instance, like on Malkorok, where you really appreciate Renewal. So, Ysera's Gift for this fight, I think it's much better. Mass Entanglement is amazing. Okay, on Heroic, your tank is going to be covered in foul slimes. And you will have Mass Entanglement for every single foul stream. So as soon as the slimes stop spawning, you can throw down Mass Entanglement and you can destroy the slimes. It's really good. Incarnation, even though this is a single target fight, which, you know, it's usually better to have Force of Nature for single target fights. At the beginning, you need to do as much damage to both shamans and to kill the wolves as fast as possible. So you need a really big burst with, you know, as much damage as you can. So Incarnation, I feel, is really good for that. You will deal a lot of damage to the shamans, and you will kill the two wolves really fast as well, because their dot is kind of threatening. If your tanks get way too many stacks, one of your tanks might actually drop because there's a lot of tank damage on this fight. Ursul's Vortex. This will take the challenge of dealing with the foul slimes and it will absolutely destroy it. Especially if you have a DK in your raid. Vortex is on the same cooldown as the DK's Mass Grip. So what you can do, and how we did it for every other foul stream, your DK can grip all the slimes underneath Cardis, underneath the boss. You can drop Vortex, and they will just die. It's a lot of CC. And you can also, after the Vortex is done, throw down Entanglement. So it's absolutely amazing. And it makes this fight much easier if you have the combo of DK Smash Grip, your Vortex, and Roots. And Vigil, because, as I've said before, this fight is really smooth and you don't really need Heart of the Wild. Also, Vigil is very bursty, so it will help you at the beginning. It will provide some additional healing throughout the fight, and it stacks really well with Bloodlust. Same thing goes for Incarnation. So towards the end, you pop everything and you're once again doing insane amounts of damage. So Vigil, really good. And for the first time, I think, in these guides, I'm gonna recommend a glyph, and that's Glyph of Hurricane, which makes it so that your Hurricane and Astral Storm slows the movement speed of the enemies hit by them, which is, you know, another nice tool that you can use against the foul slimes. Now, as far as the tactic goes, if your raid is sensible and, you know, your raid leader is not insane, you will separate two shamans and you will fight them separately. So basically, you have two tanks and two healers fighting the male shaman somewhere just far away from the raid, and you have one tank, one healer, and 4 DPS fighting Cardis, and that's basically how you kill them. You eliminate the male shaman by sacrificing 2 tanks and 2 healers. We actually did it with 2 tanks and 1 healer, but it's fairly sketchy. The tank damage is really high if they're getting the dot as well. So 2 tanks, 2 healers, somewhere in the distance, just don't care. Now, you will only have 1 healer, 1 tank, and 4 DPS, and that's basically how you're killing this fight. Now, because of that, you have 1 healer healing, 6 people, which is not that much. It's basically a 5-man. So that's why you don't really need to provide too much healing, and your healer should be just fine with healing everyone. So, as soon as the fight starts, you pull 2 wolves, 2 shamans. You need to pop every single cooldown that you have and just nuke them down, okay? Dot all 4 of them up and start nuking down the wolves. Before your celestial alignment runs out, redot all 4 of them. And before the other tank takes the male shaman, I don't remember the name, I'm sorry, and drags him away, throw dots on him as well, so you're doing a bit more damage and you have some additional Star Search procs. After that, it's basically normal mode, but you have to execute the tactic much better. Now, if you're in the Cowardice group, which you should be, there is one new ability that you need to worry about, and that is Iron Prison. That's granted by the Rusted Iron Totem, or something like that. What it does is basically she will throw a couple of debuffs on people and they tick down for 1 minute. As soon as the debuff reaches 0, it will hit you for 100% of your maximum health. So you can't really cheese it by jumping into bear form, but because it ticks for 1 minute and it actually deals the damage after 1 minute, you can basically ignore it with Barkskin, because Barkskin has a 1 minute cooldown. So what you need to do, around 5 seconds, when you have around 5 seconds of the debuff remaining, just pop Barkskin and it won't kill you. Your healer's probably gonna throw some sort of a bubble on you or whatever, or someone's gonna shield you anyway, but if they forget or if they're busy doing something else, you can save yourself with Barkskin every single time. Okay, so even if you get this debuff, just as soon as it drops, you get another one, you can still survive it with just Barkskin. Now let's talk about Stampeding Roar, because Stampeding Roar on this fight is not up to you to use. It's up to your tank. Okay, so just tell your tank, hey, when you want Stampeding Roar, just tell me and I will pop it, because on Heroic, if your tank gets surrounded by the foul slimes, he's dead. Okay, if he doesn't have like shield wall or some crazy cooldown, he will just die. So if he's in trouble and if he feels like he might die, just tell him, hey, I have Stampeding Roar, just tell me and I will tell you when it's off cooldown. Just say Stampeding Roar or give me Roar or something like that and I will pop it. Okay, so it's not up to you, it's up to your tank most of the time. Next, and the last thing I have on my list, is Tranquility. Try and save it for the end of the fight, but you know, if something bad is coming in and our healer is out of cooldowns, just use it as. If he's out of cooldown, he's like, oh cock, I don't have any cooldowns and Falling Ash is coming in, this is gonna be bad. Oh, I'm gonna be a hero, I'm gonna press a button and cast Tranquility and everyone survives. So it's best used towards the end of the fight, when the boss is bloodlust, because the damage starts going up. Your healer might be, you know, running low on mana, but if he's fine, you know, once again, he should be fine. It's not that hard. He's healing 6 people, and they're not taking insane amounts of damage. And if you throw Innervate on him every now and then, he should be fine. But, you know, if something's going wrong, he's out of cooldown, something bad is happening, pop Trank, and it's gonna be fine. And that's it for this guide. This boss is very good, because you get to use a lot of stuff. It's not just, oh, I'm doing DPS zombie style. No, you're using this, you're using that, you're CCing this, you're throwing Trank, you're throwing Innervate, and CCing this, CCing that, and doing this, popping Stampeding Roar. It's amazing. It's enjoyable every single goddamn time, okay? It's really good. But anyway, I thank you all for watching. I wish you good luck with downing this boss. I hope this guide helped you. If it did, give me a like. It's a really good thing to do. You're an awesome person if you do. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.